So back on August 20th, I received a vision, and it was a shape, and the shape was like this, and it was very grainy, and then the shape disappeared. But I also heard a voice, and the voice was a man's voice, and he just said one word, and he said, Joker. And that was it. It's like, okay. Looking at this shape, and to me, I thought, well, maybe this was the devil. So here, let me show you some pictures. These are, kind of, okay pictures, but, just from the internet. And so the picture, the shape reminded me of the devil, because the devil has the, is drawn like, with the little chin like that. And so maybe it was, our Lord Jesus, maybe it was his voice, saying Joker. But this is where I don't have enough knowledge to really describe, well, how can the devil be a joker? And so I've been kind of praying, can you help me, dear Lord, help me understand, what does this mean with joker, etc. And he did, or he led me to listen to Pastor Paul Begley. This is livestream.com, and then he has other. If you do Paul Begley on the internet, it takes him to his own website and some other places and stuff. But so in this one, this is a video that he made on September 8th, and he really describes why the devil is the joker. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. This is what I've been looking for. And so I want to say no copyright. That I don't want to take any. No monetary anything. This is just good information that I would like to pass this on to other people. So under the Fair Use Act, I'm using this video under the fair use portion of the U.S. copyright law. So, okay, get the business stuff out of the way. And so, yeah, September 8th, and from the 1 hour 52 minutes section, and this is where he describes how the devil is a joker. And he talks about Robin Williams and Heath Ledger.
Robin Williams was a very successful actor without question, and extremely funny. He could be extremely funny. He had a brilliant career as far as Hollywood standards are concerned. But where did he get the power? Where did his source lie? Well, he tells us, before he committed suicide, he tells us in 1999 while giving an interview to US Weekly, to James Kaplan, Robin Williams tells us, it is shocking. It's not one of the things you see reported in the news media. All the praise that was given to Robin Williams and to Joan Rivers, but Robin Williams first. All the praise that he received, nobody brought up his own words of demon possession. But here's what he said. Here's what the article. Everybody currently is talking about Robin Williams and his tragic suicide, and it was tragic. And I still pray for his family. He has a couple children. It's very sad. But we need to understand the source of demon spirits and how they can destroy your life. Okay? Depression is certainly oppression. The devil can drag you down. He wants to discourage you. He is a discourager. He's not an encourager. And if you're feeling this way, you do need prayer. And you may need to see a physician. Okay? It's okay. You really should. All right? And have prayer. And seek God's face. All right? Everybody is currently talking about Robin Williams, his tragic suicide. Many are puzzled as to how a man who made so many people laugh could be so depressed that he would violently end his life. What people are not learning is the deeper truth about the insidious forces that tormented Robin Williams and drove him to suicide. Robin Williams acknowledged that he had opened himself up to transformative demonic powers that aided him on stage. Without the aid of such demonic powers, it is likely that you would have never heard of Robin Williams and many other famous celebrities. Williams also recognized that these powers had manifested a very evil influence on stage, and that there could be a hefty price to pay for the assistance. Williams told James Kaplan of US Weekly, quote, Robin says, quote, yeah, literally, it's like possession. All of a sudden you're in. And because it's in front of a live audience, you just get this energy that just starts going. But there's also that thing. It is a possession. Now, in old days, you'd be burned for it. But there is something empowering about it. I mean, it is a place where you are totally, it is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, where you really can become this other force. Maybe that's why I don't need to play evil characters in movies. Because sometimes on stage, you can cross that line. You can come back. Clubs are a weird kind of petri dish environment. I mean, that's where people can get as dark as they can in comedy. Dark as they can. And cloak it or cover it, mask it in comedy. I'm telling you, the Lord spoke to me and said, comedy is the name of a demon. The devil loves to laugh. Well, he insidious. Did you see what these ISIS guys are doing? They are listen, they hung a bunch of men, raped all the women, and took the little children to the park and told them they were going to take them to play and beheaded them. And they're driving around laughing and giddy. They're eat up with demons of hell. Williams says, I mean, that's where people can get as dark as they can in comedy. In the name of comedy. But talking about outrageous stuff somehow come out the other side. I mean, that's one place where you really want to push it, he said. Williams' last statement quoted above answers the question as to why the demonic powers used by entertainers. Their goal is to promote evil and darkness and increase mankind's rebellion against God. I mean, if you ever just flipping through the channels and come across a comedian on stage, you can stop within 30 seconds. That comedian will talk about stuff so vulgar, it's like, oh my God. And you have to move on. It's like, what in the world? Some of these guys are awful, and the women are worse. And you've got this 500 people, 1,000 people sitting in a club somewhere, feasting off this vulgarness, laughing about horrendous stuff, murderous stuff, demonic stuff, sexually perverted stuff, racist, unbelievable stuff, and they cloak it under comedy. And what Robin Williams was saying is, when he gets on stage and he feels this possession overtake him, and it starts working through him, and stuff starts coming out that he's able to do and talk about the darkest stuff there is in a way that people laugh. He had a gift. He said it's like this gift of mimicry, improvisation that is a verge on demonic possession. Williams could even approach the artistry of his idol, Jonathan Winters, a man whose genius took him once or twice over the edge and into mental illness. Williams' own version of hell has been extensively chronicled. So we all know that Jonathan Winters ended up in a mental institution before he died. Now, Robin Williams says these words. He says, Robin Williams, to be what they consider somewhat a family-friendly actor, he's one of the most successful, crude stand-up comics who's ever lived. During his stand-ups, where he was most able to tap into what he calls the possession, he says, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. That's where people can get as dark as they can in comedy. In the name of comedy. In the name of comedy. That demon's telling you, that demon spirit overtaking him. It's William said in stanzas where he can go into his manic, his stream of consciousness rants, filled with vulgar language, perverse sexuality, and glorification of illicit drugs and drunkenness. Many people express shock after seeing William stand up, not knowing his act was so perverse. It's because he allows the demons of hell to manifest in him. Folks, even Jack Nicholson told him, you better be careful. And then there was Heath Ledger. And Jack Nicholson told Heath Ledger. Ledger said that he invited the dark demon spirits. He wanted to play the role of the Joker. Heath Ledger's life ended prematurely, not long after he accepted the evil role of the Joker in The Dark Knight. While Heath Ledger's depression began after starring in that gay film Brokeback Mountain. After his death, headlines from Australia's Sun said, tragic death, Heath Ledger battled demons. If it was personal demons that conspired to destroy Heath Ledger, they were already making their presence felt many years before. Ledger said of the Joker character, he would portray the Dark Knight. He's a psychopathic, mass-murdering, schizophrenic clown with zero empathy. However, to properly play the role to the satisfaction, Ledger would open himself up to evil spirits with less empathy, saying, he opened his soul up to the devil. Jack Nicholson told him, I warned him. Unfortunately, Nicholson's warning went unheeded. Ledger overcame his fears and ended up even meditating on becoming the evil Joker he betrayed. The joke was on Heath Ledger in the end. The devil will take you down a dead-end road. He'll take you places you don't want to go, folks. And to revel in such perverseness and demonic evilness, this is why some of the Hollywood, I said some of them, not saying all of them, there's even some that are good people, saved, all right? But some of these folks in the entertainment industry, whether it be in music or in acting or in the media or in other places, a lot of places, they entertain demons. They welcome them. They invite them. They open their souls to them. And they want the demons to make them supernaturally perform in ways that could not be done. And thus, they gather great success, fortune, and fame. But in the end, how many tragically are destroyed? Satan has come to kill, steal, and destroy. But Jesus said, I've come to give you life and give it to you more abundantly. These demon spirits will destroy anyone that gets involved with them. If you think you can play with fire and not get burnt, you're wrong. You can say, Pastor, I can handle it. You can't handle the devil. He's faster than you. He's stronger than you. He's smarter than you. He's wickeder than you. And he will destroy you. You can't beat him. He's been around since the Ancient of Days after he was created. And he will spend eternity in a lake of fire where he and the false prophet and the beast will be tormented day and night. But you don't have to be a part of that. But how many people are selling their soul? I mean selling their soul. I want to take you to another article right now. We talked about this last night, but I want to talk about it again today.